But let's talk about the tragedy first. And our colleague Madeeha went down to Ahmedabad. She's in Ahmedabad right now at the crash site with, of course, what's happening, what's the latest update and what she's picking up. She's, of course, been speaking with many aviation experts to try and figure out what really happened. But tell us, Madeeha, morning.
Hi Prashant. We are currently at the crash site, just meters away from the crash site, and the area is now barricaded. The journalists or other visitors are not allowed because we also had the Prime Minister moments ago visiting the crash site, talking to officials, talking to investigating teams. He's also now headed to the hospital where the injured are being taken and there are victims' families there, so he's going to speak to them. What you see behind me are the four buildings, and the last building, the fourth building, is where the plane crash landed. It was a Boeing 787 Dreamliner that was operating flight AI-171, Ahmedabad to London. The flight had crashed in seconds after it took off from the runway. There were 242 passengers on board, including 2 pilots and 10 cabin crew, and only 1 passenger miraculously survived. Remember, the flight was carrying 125,000 liters of fuel because it had prepared a journey to London so that the tank was full. And when it crashed, just seconds after the takeoff, it exploded into a huge flame, resulting into almost no survivors, and only one survivor, one passenger, miraculously survived, and he's believed to have jumped off the emergency gate that was next to his seat. So 242 passengers and 1 survived. That included 2 pilots and 10 cabin crew. So a very, very tragic moment for India. It is also a big global tragedy. It's a 787 Dreamliner and the first fatal crash for a 787 Dreamliner. The Boeing planes have had history of air accidents in the past, but they were all 777s, Boeing 737 NG, 737 MAX, and 747. But a 787 Dreamliner has never been involved in a crash or a fatal crash. Never, and this is the first of its kind that it has been involved in such a crash. Also a major tragedy since 2023. In 2023, we had the Yeti Airlines crash in Nepal. It was a turboprop plane that had led to the death of over 60 people. In 2024, we had the Azerbaijan Airlines plane crash and the Jeju Airlines plane crash at the Muan airport. In 2025, Air India plane crash in Ahmedabad becomes the major tragedy, not just in India, but also globally. We continue to track the developments. We are being told that the casualties, apart from the passengers, the number of deaths are high because the plane crash landed at the hostel of the medical college, and there were students, there were doctors who were inside the campus. There are deaths there, there are injuries there, but we are still to confirm how many deaths, how many casualties are seen at the hospital.
And we'll keep coming back to you, for those updates as you get updates from, the hospital and, what is the latest situation out there. Thank you very much, Madeeha, for that update at this point in time. I think we got some visuals coming through. Prime Minister Modi actually now coming out of the hospital, the civil hospital in Ahmedabad. There you go. We'll just, I think, Prime Minister arriving this morning to the hospital, meeting survivors and the injured. Of course, from the flight itself, is being widely reported there's only 1 survivor. But those are visuals, essentially, which are coming in.